this Bank Holiday Monday Monkey Nut Punch special, Keith is finally being sent back to whence he came.
Yes, this time next week. Well, no, Sunday. We'll be back to normal, live in 2 places, not just one.
Yes, and I can tell you one thing: it's fucking melting here in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, it's hotter here than it is at home. This is kind of like, I'm going home to cool down.
Yeah, the worst thing is we don't believe in air conditioning. It's for wimps.
Apparently, my dad doesn't even believe in fans. Christ. It was hot.
So,
yeah.
I know that you watched Mandalorian.
Yeah, apparently you did as well.
Yeah.
Might have done that in the same room.
Might have got some thoughts on that.
I've watched The Mandalorian, The Boys, the new Duffel. Well, it's not the Duffel Brothers because they're executive producers, but so they're basically using their name to flog something called The Burrows on Netflix.
Okay.
Which is.
That's about rabbits.
No, it's actually been quite good. It's got Alfred Molina in it. So it's instead of like young people, it's old people in a retirement sort of town that is not what it appears to be. Actually, it's been surprisingly quite quirky.
Is it like Bubba Hotep, where you've got the black guy who claims that he was JFK and had a pigment?
I know, it's kind of set in the desert, and it's kind of like the Breaking Bad desert, which is kind of, a bit... So it's near Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Breaking Bad meets Stranger Things meets... It's weird. But it's got... Alfred Molina's pretty good in it. There's a few others, like Bill Pullman's in the first episode, spoiler. So Bill Pullman's in it, and a few other people. But I've actually quite enjoyed it. I haven't watched the final episode yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if it sticks the landing, but it's been interesting.
I've been watching From, and I got a theory of what it's all about. And I think I came up with the theory at the end of the first episode, and then in the third episode it was proved to me. I was right, and I was like, yes! I got it. It is actually going somewhere.
So is it actually finally answering something, and it isn't just like a mystery box within a mystery box within a mystery box?
I don't think it's a mystery box within a mystery box. I think...
Well, it's been very JJ mystery box until now.
I'll talk about it when we get to the review section. But yeah, no, I've been going through it, and it all comes down to a conversation that they're having in the camper van right at the beginning. And then when you listen to that conversation, and then it was just like kind of, this is confirmed, this is confirmed, this is confirmed, just looking for one more thing to be confirmed. And I was like, as soon as that then happened, I was like, yep, I know what it's about. And it's we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, should we get on the first news story?
We should. I just realised one thing though. Like unlike the last 2 podcasts that we've recorded, this time I'm fucking off.
Yes, you're fucking off.
Right.
So, it's true. I fucked off to Croatia and then I fucked off to fucking Holland.
Well.
In television news, Ncuti Gatwa publicly laughed at one of the most baffling recent Doctor Who twists whilst hosting the final episode of SNL UK's first season.
And it's probably its last season.
Probably its last season. Gatwa joked about his regeneration into Billie Piper, telling the audience, "I don't understand it either." The story is real, and the quote is real, and the wider reporting supports some of the basics. But it was Ncuti Gatwa making fun of the twist that remains deliberate and unexplained.
I mean, he made other jokes. He cracked that, perhaps I was crying all the time because only 12 of you were watching.
Yeah.
And several other jokes that were, well, true. But it would appear that he is not entirely, shall we say, numb to what people actually think. I think he left. The real reason that he left is because he realised it was shit and it was damaging his career. And that I've heard more than one occasion from more than one reported source. So it's kind of interesting that he, featured in those jokes. Now, I mean, I don't particularly like Saturday Night Live. I think a lot of Saturday Night Live is really unfunny, and the UK one seems to be towing the same line. that being said, I've kind of always liked the unscripted jokes that the two, what do they call that?
Or the two news presenters when they read each other's stuff.
That is very funny.
That is fucking hilarious when they're trying to set each other up, especially when What's His Mush's wife, Scarlett Johansson, was there and he was making some jokes about roast beef sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been quite funny, and the odd sketch now and then is funny. I admit that the what was it? Ryan Gosling and what's his face as what was the MTV series? The TP from my bumhole.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead. That sketch was very funny, but it was more funny because they were cracking up themselves, which made it that much more funny, I think. But as a rule, Saturday Night Live, I've never really got it, and I think the UK version, as I said, seems to have been very similar. But it was interesting what Ncuti Gatwa was saying. I think he left because we know that he left early.
Yeah.
We know that the Disney deal did not work, and no one at the BBC. I still maintain we're not getting a Christmas special because I think we would have seen something by now. We are into June and there is nothing. Nothing has been filmed. Nothing's been shot. A Christmas special typically takes about a month to shoot, which I never understood why 8 episodes took so long. But I don't think we're getting anything, although there are rumours flying around about certain people picking up Doctor Who.
Yes, Sony and AMC are the ones in the runnings at the moment. And if the AMC one, they want to reboot the whole thing. So they want to start all over again, AMC do.
I would like to see them do a proper regeneration, or they've got to undo this whole bloody 11, whatever it was called, child thing, and just get rid of basically that, and go back to having proper sequential doctors. William Hartnell was the first Doctor, or there is a gap that you could fill in there.
There is something you can do. As I said, there's something you can do with the Timeless Child. I've probably said it before, but the thing with it is you could use it as an opportunity to turn around and say you've got this thing called the Timeless Child that has entered our universe and it's screwing with history, and that would explain all the continuity errors inside Doctor Who, and you could then defeat it, and then it would undo the flux and all the other nonsense stuff at the same time too. And then when anyone asks about the Doctor, I'm just a person, no one else.
You need to get a decent writer, and it needs to return to telling good stories and stop being concerned about real world politics. And the problem is you've had Chris Trimble that tried it, but at least he did what would be considered a half decent 60th. Or you could, you have to undo everything Russell T Davies did. I mean, I don't even know how that man's got another job. I mean, it was that bad. And no one watched, and he lost to Disney a multi-million-dollar deal with Disney.
And if it had got it right and kept it right, it would have kept Doctor Who going for ages.
Yes.
And they missed that.
But he just filled it with his own arrogance and self-belief and self-politics, and he was more concerned with sending messages and fixing the world in his vision than he was telling good stories. And you see what's happened. That is the nature of this. So
the headline here is not that Ncuti Gatwa has solved the Billie Piper mystery. It's that he's joined in with the audience, laughing at how strange it looks from the outside. The joke was precisely that. The show is still not explained the twist, and for now the confusion appears to be part of the plan, and a terrible plan at that.
Yes.
So, next story.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
The Hollywood Reporter is broadly positive on Spider-Noir, but with a clear caveat. In the accessible preview of the original review, the Hollywood Reporter's main verdict is that Nicolas Cage's eccentric performance gives a lift to the otherwise by-the-numbers storytelling, which neatly sums up where the conversation lands overall. The show's style and star are doing a lot of the heavy lifting. That that read also where several other critics seem to converge, like the series more than the Hollywood Reporter does. So I think they might be right where you're watching it, and you might be watching it more for Nicolas fucking Cage than anything else.
I have seen mixed reviews. I saw one review calling it a bore fest, but I'm reserving judgment because I kind of liked the character in Across the Spider-Verse. I know who is behind this TV series. It's the same people that, it's Lord and Miller. They did the Lego Movie. They did Project Hail Mary. They did Across the Spider-Verse. I liked Across the Spider-Verse. I liked the trailer to this. People want to watch it for Nicolas Cage overacting. That's great. This part is that kind of.
It's called Spider-Noir, so
yes.
It is around Spider-Man. So if it's not sticking out, okay, the writing's a bit not great. That's great English there, Gareth. If the writing's not so great, but he's managing to elevate it, still makes it entertaining, still puts it above average. Yeah. It's like we were talking about Doctor Who a moment ago. Peter Capaldi, dude, the man could fucking lift any story pretty much. There's only a few that he couldn't, but because he was such watchable, and Nicolas Cage, I imagine, is probably equally as watchable when it comes to this. I think it's gonna be interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to seeing this. I think the character was interesting. There can be a lot of humour there. You can do a lot with this. Haven't sort of decided. I'm probably going to end up watching it in colour and then black and white because you can watch it in both. But it starts next week, so it's the 29th. I think it premieres. So you can guess what we'll be talking about next week.
Friday, I think.
Yeah, there's a few things out this week. So, and I think Masters of the Universe is out next weekend as well.
Shame you could come to the cinema and watch it with me.
I know. Well, I will be going to the cinema to watch it. That is one thing I am going to go and watch. I shall probably do it on Saturday because I haven't got anything planned. So I might take the missus to the cinema Saturday and go and watch that.
This is my childhood.
It is my childhood. So I will probably be going to see Masters, yes. But I'm looking forward to this. Both the trailers that we've watched, even though Amazon went around
and blocked our entire podcast over it.
Yes. Fuck you, Amazon. But no, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
So the clearest I read is this: Spider-Man Noir appears to be stylish, eccentric. Nicolas Cage is his powered experiment that critics generally find more memorable than airtight. The original Hollywood Reporter keeps the review, and the right emphasis that the performance is the event, the storytelling is the question, and the broader reviewers spread mostly around that balance. So yeah, next story.
Now we are fucked.
Oh God! Hang on. Oh, sorry. I thought I was on Tom Hardy then. Quinta Brunson is developing and starring in a new Betty Boop movie. The story is pointing to a real project, but the fuller reporting makes more important clarifications. It does not sound like a simple Quinta Brunson plays Betty Boop in a straight live-action adaptation setup. Variety's original exclusive says that the film is being under development through Brunson's Fifth Channel Productions with Mike Fleischer and Fleischer Studios, and that the storytelling will trace Betty Boop's origin and the evolution of the perspective through creator Max Fleischer and his relationship with the character. So,
do you think they've chosen that picture deliberately because her hair is similar?
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what's going on here. It looks, just from the outlook, that they're race swapping another character because this is what Hollywood does at the moment, because they're not really interested in telling stories. They're more interested in ruining things and wondering why they're not making any money. They've got it in their heads that everyone's better, and they're not. They're really not. Actually, to saying that, if you hear half the stories come out of Hollywood, they're clearly a bit scummy. And that's why it's good. The good Hollywood actors don't live in Hollywood; they live elsewhere and travel.
It's funny how a lot of people are leaving California right now.
Yeah. But if it's more of a biopic about Max Fleischer, the creator of Betty Boop, because there's something, I think there's something a bit weird about Betty Boop, and I can't remember what it is. There's something behind it. I know it's like with Barbie. So the story of the Barbie doll is the Barbie doll was not a kid's toy. It was supposed to be a slightly off. It was a German thing. Just say it's a German thing. Just leave it a German thing. I don't want to ruin anyone's childhood. It's like finding out the Care Bears are really based on like kind of animals down the animal shelter.
I mean, you see this and you immediately think race swap, and that's the problem. It's been so overdone that it's made people cynical, and this is something that we've been sort of saying a lot. You know, we now when you watch something and they include a gay character in it, you're cynical enough to go, oh, it's gone woke. And you know, some of the time I sort of try to stomp myself. It's been done so overly done, so over that every time you see it, your immediate thought is gone. Oh God, not again.
Shit again. Yeah.
And some of the time that's not warranted, you know. And it might be here that it's not warranted. We don't know, but it just highlights the way most people are reacting now. And it is not us. It's not the geeks. It's not the YouTubers anymore. It is the public in general. It has become so, and it's not people moaning about it on YouTube all the time that's doing this, which is what they push back. This is what people are getting like. I mean, Millie Alcock again, who is actually quite a good actress, again has attacked the fans this week. It's not fans. It's everybody. It's everybody who does not live in your Californian Hollywood bubble. And I don't like that cynicism. I don't like, because, you know, I generally like to think that I am tend to be you know, I don't mind about these things, but it's turned me into a cynic because it's all these things that have gone on have been done for the wrong reason. They've never been done for the right reasons.
Every month we get a story like this where they've mixed some characters around, and you find out later on it's been of no benefit. It's not courted any new audience. No one is interested in it, and it just does not make any sense. So I'll give you an example. Ghostbusters 2016 versus Wednesday on Netflix. Wednesday on Netflix, they haven't race swapped or done anything with any of the characters. They've pretty much kept them all the same. It's quite popular. Yeah? Ghostbusters 2016, that was the start of this disaster. A decade ago. No one gives a shit about that movie. They bought a box set. They got a box set out a couple of years back, and I think
you're talking about the all-female cast version.
Yeah, the 2016 version, and they didn't include that film in there, which I found quite amusing, because it was like, no, that one doesn't count. We don't talk about that one. That was a mistake.
Because again, and Paul Feige, who was behind, or Fiji or whatever his name is, he made a film called Spy, which I still love.
Yes.
I think that film is phenomenally funny. Miranda, who's in it, is really funny in that.
So is Jason Statham.
But Jason Statham is fantastic in it. It's a very funny film, and I still love that film. But again, because of the, you know, I saw today what's her face, the one that was in She-Hulk. Right, and I've heard somebody say she's a really great actor, or like she's one of the best actors, and the cynicism in me is going, oh, they're just saying that because of all the online thing. But actually, she is a fucking good actress. I mean, she was in Orphan Black, and she played all these parts, and I did not see the same person. That she is a really good character actor, but she keeps opening her mouth. Hollywood actors shouldn't do this.
I'll give you an example. I'll tell you the best way of describing it. She's a good actress, but she's a terrible brand ambassador.
Yes, but but they're all like it. A job of an actor is make believe. When you become an actor, yes, you're allowed an opinion. You're absolutely allowed an opinion, but you becoming an actor, it's not that platform that you believe you have. It's not about you. It's not about you as an individual person. It is about the roles that you've played. Your job is literally make believe. Every time you open your mouth, every time you give out a political view that belongs to you, you are not doing your job. You're failing at it. You almost give up the right, when you become an actor, to be a real person in public. You can be that person behind closed walls. You can do what you like. But in public, you are doing your job. And if you don't like that, get a different job. Don't be an actor. But you can't have both. And I know there's going to be a lot of people screaming, I don't care. Your job is make-believe. And every time you become bigger than the part that you're playing, every time you open up your mouth, every time you become an activist, you're not doing your job anymore. Notice that the activists in Rings of Power, Season 1, were not in Season 2, because they were 2. And again, I think that's I kind of feel for the actors that were in that, because Amazon absolutely encouraged it in the first season, and were behind it, and then all of a sudden, because it massively backfired, they weren't in Season 2. This cynicism we have now has been because it's been so overly done, and it actually causes me concern, because absolutely there should be gay people and gay parts and different people and diversity and all that should be there, but it should be natural, and it should be there as part of a story. No, not every superhero needs to be white. Not every superhero needs to be male. We can have films well-written films with well-written, rounded female parts. I mean, I watched a film that I'd forgotten I'd watched before, but it was on the iPlayer, and because it had Gemma Anderson in it, and I was bored, and I thought, oh, Gemma Anderson, she's on my list. Although she had a Welsh accent that didn't quite work as well. But she was in a film with Bill Nye, in the Second World War film, about her making a film, and she became this writer, and she was, facing up against, male sort of thing. But not once did I feel that this was a political statement, because I know the history, and I was like, that's realistic. And they didn't over-egg it. They didn't overdo it. They didn't... They allowed the audience to form their own opinion. And it was quite an enjoyable film, and it was a good ending. Bit bittersweet, but it's a good ending. I can't remember the name of the film, but Gemma Anderson, Bill Nye, Second World War, great film. Anyway, I know we've gone on about this,
yes.
but...
No, anyway, going back to the Betty Boop story. So at the moment, it's shaping up to be not just Quinta Brunson putting on curls and dressing up as Betty Boop. There may be a more self-aware version of the film, treating her as a cultural artifact and not a costume. This is what makes it a bit more interesting than most of the stories that we put through. So I thought when you put that video on, that was the perfect one for that story. You
What?
That now we're fucked.
Yeah. Have I already used?
Yeah.
No, have I already used him as well?
Who have you used?
Have I?
No, you haven't done that.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Tom Hardy was reportedly fired from Mobland ahead of the potential third season, based on the accessible Forbes preview and Muckrack summary of the article. It's not presenting a new report of its own, so much unpacking a puck report that said Hardy's on-set behaviour pushed matters to breaking point with producers. The problem was once the widening source gets messier and fast, a variety deadline. Tom Hardy's been fired from Mobland. I like Mobland. I like Tom Hardy. What the fuck's going on there like that? Apparently he got fired because he kept on turning up to set late. I think my son went to Ealing Studios And that's what everyone at Ealing Studios was saying about Tom Hardy.
I don't know what's going on because I've known people that worked with him and had nothing but nice things to say about him. I met up with a mate this weekend that works at the airport, Gatwick Airport, in security. I'm not going to tell you much more than that because I don't want to. But he met up with him and Tom stopped and had a picture with him. Apparently he was a bit grumpy, I suspect because of this. This was coming out, but he was nice enough to, give a picture. But I've always heard nice things about him. So I question whether something else is going on in his life at the moment. But if they fired him from this, with all due respect, this show is kind of him and his character. It was Pierce Brosnan and all the other characters in it were great. Helen Mirren was in it, but this series doesn't work without him. Yeah,
he is the kind of driving force in the story, if that makes any sense. It doesn't work without him because he's the one who's making shit happen in the story. There's been rumours and stuff because he's moved away from Hollywood. It's another moved away from Hollywood because he didn't like that whole stuff, and that's why he's come back here. Then started filming Mobland. But you're right, maybe something is going on with him. So he's always been a quite he said a saying. It's like there's nothing wrong with sitting at home on your own and not being bothered by anyone. It's one of his quotes that you can see. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't go out to parties and this, that, and the other. Just sit at your home, enjoy your own company. So I don't know. He's got fuck you money, so if he doesn't want to work again, he doesn't have to. He can just say fuck you.
I'm just wondering if there's other things going on. That's all. Because again, as I said, I've known a couple of people that have worked with him, or known people that know people that have worked with him, and they've always said nice things about Tom Hardy. They've always said that he was really polite on set, made you feel welcome, just a general down to earth guy. So this took me by surprise when I read this, and I just wonder, has he got personal issues? I almost hope that is true and he hasn't become an arsehole. But at the same time, I feel sorry for him if he has, and I hope that he's getting stuff sorted. It's never nice when this shit happens, but I don't want to. We're reporting it because it's news, but at the same time, I want to say that I hope he's getting help if it is a problem. This doesn't sound like Tom Hardy. But when did you Dex go to Ealing? When how long ago?
A month back.
Yeah, see, I think this is a recent thing. Because I mean, these rumours are around about the second season of Mobland, not the first season. I mean, they okayed the second and third season, so I think this is a relatively new thing. And this story's been out for a few days, and there are no other stories from other sets. So I think something's going on recently. I hope he's getting sorted. I like Tom Hardy. I really like Mobland. I mean, I thought,
Helen Mirren did. She was the runaway character in that, but storyline-wise, everything hinged around Tom Hardy's character.
Oh, I think Tom Hardy's character was interesting in this. Yeah, I mean, Helen Mirren was like fucking awesome in this, but suitably evil and brilliant at it. I've always liked Helen Mirren in almost everything she ever did. She's a great actress, but
especially in the Fast and the Furious.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant in the Fast and the Furious. But you can't have it without Harry. You can't have it without him. The story all hinges around him. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. I think this is true. No one's denying this. I'm just hoping that it might get reversed. I can't see how you can make a third season without him.
I don't know.
And if it's going to be one of these lastminute.com things, like when they fired what's his face in the Amazon TV series, potentially rightfully so, I think they should have recast the part as opposed to killing him off. So because The Expanse got really shit in season 5 for quite a few episodes, and we just had what's her face
stuck on the fucking
for 3 fucking episodes
because we couldn't have the bit where they rescued the Russian Prime Minister. That whole storyline had to be cut out.
And to me, that was that actually made the series less good, and it was a shame. It was a shame.
All right. We haven't any trailers this week, have we?
I think we got one more story, haven't we?
No, that's it.
No, we've got one more story.
Oh fuck! I never put that one through.
Nah, don't worry about it. I mean,
We can talk. No, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but we'll talk about it because we both went and watched the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I bumped into Keith at the cinema, which was amazing. At my cinema. We'll talk about. We can bring the story up when we talk about.
well, no, I mean, we'll review it now, and or do we? I mean, there aren't that. There's a few people in the comments, so surprisingly, Chuck's here. So let's just go through comments. Tanith, number one in. Not entirely sure how she knew we were starting.
How did you get that? Just saying.
It's there. Chuck is here. Wow, Chuck, we weren't expecting anybody because it's a bank holiday Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it today because I was kind of dying yesterday. So yeah. Who's next? So it's Chuck. I think I saw Laurie. Laurie is number 3. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Is there anything? We are Shades of Lavender XP points. I haven't done I don't watch that many live streams these days, so I still don't quite get this.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's not on.
Yeah.
Thingy.
Yeah, Nick Cage is back. Keith may get it. Michael, hang on. PCW and MP. No, I don't get it.
MP, Monkey Nut Punch, and PWC.
My brain's not working. I haven't had a lot of sleep. It's really hot here. I've got no fans and I've got no aircon, and it's as hot as home, if not actually. Today is hotter here than it is at home.
Love saying that.
It is really hot. I coffee choice. Oh, pregnant woman coffee. That's what he means, because he drinks decaf coffee, right? So I say that's for pregnant women.
No, it's pointless.
It's pregnant women.
No, just pointless.
Oh no, I get it, because pregnant women like there might be a lot of pregnant women out there that like coffee, and they don't want to lose the taste of coffee. I get that. That's why I've always referred to, probably very un-PC of me, but decaf coffee is for pregnant women.
One of my colleagues was telling me that when she was pregnant, someone gave her a 0.5 beer. She didn't realise it. She drank like 3 of them, and then she went, "Oh, there's alcohol in this."
Master of the Universe was very much part of my childhood, and Gareth. So yeah, old enough not to care.
No.
I'm looking forward to it. Yes, they are, but it looks good enough.
You have to read the comment because.
Yeah, I got the. Oh yeah, better get off the marketing. Sorry, I'm just speeding through the comments. Playing off the childhood for dollars. Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop, interesting spin. 1950s, 1930s. I think it was. I think it was 1930s.
It's in public domain now, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably
Wow.
why they're doing it.
Boop boop deep boop.
Yeah, I remember.
Tanya says, I think she actually looks like Betty Boo. I think they deliberately chose that picture because she looks a bit like Betty Boo. I was thinking the same thing. OG Betty Boo looks like MJ.
But yeah, but she's less white.
Quinta Brunson is so much thinner now. I don't know who she is.
I don't know who this woman is either.
She might be a big sort of American thing, but I don't know who she is.
Big lady.
She has face blindness, so that adds. She has face blindness, so that adds to her artistic choice. Okay.
Face blindness.
And often confused with some. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fascinating. Doing research on the side. They finished filming the day.
Oh, hang on a second. Is he doing? When he says doing research on the side, is he doing research on the side? Or is he looking at porn?
No. So this is about the Tom Hardy story.
Oh yeah.
They finished filming the second season. Yeah, that's so that kind of that works out. I'm here. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're over there.
You're over there.
This is us. We're here.
We're here.
We're in a
You're
nutshell. I'm just getting.
And then there's Echo just waving.
Hey, Echo.
Deco with the bandwave. I was showing him the video of you letting the alien on the ship.
I'm also in space, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's trucking. That's the game I showed you. That's what he's playing.
That's just Chuck saying hi.
What we got?
Echo and I are both in elite dangers. We need a third commander.
I'll be there when I can, alright?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be after the podcast. You're boiling hot in the UK. Yes, it's like literally, Chuck, coming here, it's 35 on the car. 35. Now, today it's been sort of not tonight. We've had monsoon, so it's about 29. But we have aircon at home and fans. My father has neither.
Can I just point something out? In the UK, we don't believe in air conditioning. We believe it's for pansies, and that's because when we were out, how can I put it, conquering the world, it was in thick woolen coats. Imagine walking around Florida, and I've been to Florida, or the Caribbean, in a thick woolen coat and a fucking tricorn hat. Okay, you look cool, but it's not very comfortable.
I think when I come over here the other day, I was in my jumper, and it was cool, and now it was getting down to like 7 in the mornings, like 5 or 6, and I'm sort of really cold. Now I just within a week.
Did Dexter walk past without his top on? Was in his pants? Dexter, were you live on the internet in your pants?
Well, it's nothing you haven't done. You just don't show it.
No, I don't broadcast it on YouTube.
Well, you do. I mean, you're just sitting there in your pants and just can't see usually because they're going to only see the top bar. The amount of times he is only in his pants. They say newsreaders don't wear any bottom halves, and you never see it. That's true, more true than people give it credit. It's the same for him. In fairness, it's the same for me, but I don't pretend. Decaf is pointless until your ticker says otherwise. Yeah, I know.
Drink tea.
Yeah, but tea has caffeine in it as well.
Not as much. It
You,
It has more in it if you do it a certain way, but if you do it like you're supposed to, it just has a lot amount.
So my wife has a whole caffeine thing that she can't drink caffeine, and she is really sensitive to it. Even in cocoa and hot chocolate, it does contain caffeine. I'm hoping that the hot chocolates that I've just bought my wife she can cope with because it's from Hotel Chocolate, and that does probably have a higher.
We have a picture to show for that.
We do. Can I show it? That is the question. I don't know.
We'll try and show it in a second. We have a picture to show that because.
You dopes know what I meant. Who are you calling dope? He's dope. I ain't. I have no idea what you meant.
I don't know, but in Elite Dangerous,
we'll talk about that in a minute.
I've spent all my cash and I'm having to work.
So, look, can you all stop adding to the comments so I can get through them? It's 64 here. Come over. Yeah, look. Yeah, seriously, cold. Carrier can hook you up. Hook my dad up for fucking God.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Do you want to hear something funny? I make the joke that Keith came into the country, hadn't been there for 6 years or 7 years, and I fucked off twice. Guess who fucked off on Friday? His father.
To New York.
Dad's like, no, I've had too much. I'm going to New York.
He's wearing shorts, but only because I made him put them on.
That's
even I'm wearing shorts today. That's how bloody hot it is.
Right.
Anyway, right. Caffeine makes me sleepy. What?
ADHD thing.
I
ADHD people with caffeine makes them tired.
I did not know that.
Did you not know that? That's how I know I've got caffeine, because I fucking bounce off the walls.
Yeah, me too. Right. Anyway, we're done on the comments.
Right. So bring up let's do the Mandalorian Grogu.
I'm
bring the picture up.
I don't know if it's.
So we went to my local cinema to go and watch Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu in MS Paint. WhatsApp. Go to WhatsApp. So I feel like he's handler.
Yeah, you are. I don't think it's in there. No, you're right. It's in WhatsApp. Hang on.
Try and tell him that. So we went there, went to the local cinema, and it was really busy.
It was, yeah.
It was really busy.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Share that one.
I will.
Pop that on and share that. I think if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it. But for those who haven't, I'm sorry for the podcast listeners, because you seem to be getting podcast listeners from like all over the place.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So that was us. His costume was really good. That Grogu was actually animatronic. And I'm just about to say, and I just hear these like little baby sounds, and he's looking at me going, like that. Like, Gareth is making noises at me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there were loads of kids there.
Yeah.
But that was for the showing before we went in, which was quite
thankfully. But yeah, So I have had some time to chew over this.
Yeah.
And I included a story in this because everybody's saying it's dead on arrival, it's a flop. Like the usual crowds on YouTube are saying this. And having watched it, I'm still seeing them say it. As a Star Wars film, if you look at it as a Star Wars film, and when I say Star Wars, I mean Star Wars of old, it's very insular. It doesn't really do much. It does not add to the Star Wars universe in any way or form. Nothing really of note happens.
How about this? Do you remember the Ewok movie?
Yes.
It's in the same...
It's like that. But, I mean, people are going, oh, you know, Star Wars is dead now because we've had it, and Star Wars used to be special, and, you know, ever since Disney got it, it's been ruined, and blah, blah, blah. Right. The Clone Wars started way before Disney took it on. Star Wars Rebels started before Disney took it on, both of which I kind of enjoyed. So there was Star Wars content, TV shows, way before Disney took over, right? And if we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about this problem, let's at least be honest, right? And not forget, you know, Star Wars was going down the route of having more TV series and things way before Disney took on. And actually, when Mandalorian first started, a lot of people quite liked it. And Grogu was fucking everywhere. And everybody was talking about Baby Yoda, right? I kind of want to use this line, but because it's being overused. But this movie, for most of the people that are bitching online about this not being very good, this movie wasn't really for you. It was for that crowd of kids and Disney people that love a character, and it was for them. And does it deliver for them? Yeah, it kind of does. It wasn't a bad movie. Gareth and I will call it spectacularly average because it was. But for its intended audience, it did kind of work. Did it work for me?
No, because you're not the intended audience. No. The intended audience is between 7 and 11.
And for them, it probably does. I could see a lot of kids coming out of going, that was really good, and wanting a Grogu.
There are some bits in it that drove me wild. I fell asleep briefly.
Yeah. It really does sag in the middle.
So there's a bit where it got to a point, and I was like, I went to Keith and went, it's over. Like, the film is over. We're at the 1 hour 10 minute mark, I think, because I checked watch. And I'm like, it's over. It's like, what are they going to do now? Because it was like, and the worst thing is it's nothing. If you were smarter, you could have redeveloped this and made it better. It really felt that some real lazy script writing. It was, and then it wasn't. This happened because of this, yeah. And because of that, then that happens. And so because of that, then they react like that, which then causes them to react like that, and them to react like that, and them to react like that. And I think I could have probably fixed that before in the script.
It's done 102 in its opening weekend, which for a film in this modern era that is really largely a kids' film is not bad. Is it good for a Star Wars film? No, but you've got to look at this for what it is, and I'm not being an apologist.
I'm gonna slap you down with that. It's good for a kids' film. Not in the fucking ballpark. Kids' films do really well. I mean, really, really well.
I don't think 100 million in its opening weekend for the type of film it is that bad. I mean, it's on the lighter end, but it's not bad. Would I have chosen this as the first Star Wars film back in the cinema? No. Especially with the fact that Season 1 of The Mandalorian was pretty good. Season 2 had that, amazing Luke ending. But then they kind of went off the rails with the Book of Boba Fett, and they included The Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett. In fact, they had 2 entire bloody Mandalorian episodes in the Book of Boba Fett, which was just stupid and dumb and confuses people. And, you know, you don't understand why Grogu is back with Mando in season 3 unless you watch the Book of Boba Fett, which was meant to be about Boba Fett but ended up being about the Mandalorian in many ways. And then season 3 of the Mandalorian was dreadful. Did this film return it back to the quality before? Kind of, but it was...
So, how much did you say for opening weekend?
It was 102 in that news story.
102.
Yeah.
So Minions...
But Minions is not just a kids movie.
No. Minions. This is the first outing of Minions ever, which was like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
115.2 before
inflation. Yeah, but that I would go. I would argue that Minions is not just a kids movie because everybody loves Minions.
The reason I brought up Minions is because I remember Minions being advertised when we went.
Yeah. The way this has been portrayed as a huge flop, I don't think it is. I think 102 million in its opening weekend. Depends how much they made for it. And looking at it, I don't think they spent the amounts of money on this that they have done in the past. It did feel like an extended TV episode.
I think first things first is only for kids, so you're not going to get the adults going back there rewatching it.
No.
You might get the kids rewatching it. It's not half term, is it? It's half term. So half term. So this week could do really well because of the kids. But storyline, as a film, it had no fucking characters in it.
It's not an adult film.
No. Stop. Go away from you are defending it. Yeah.
I am a bit.
Don't defend it. You don't need to defend it. It wasn't a film with characters in. Was the first.
I'm defending it because I think there's a lot of people online attacking it for the wrong reasons. I'm sorry, I do.
I've heard people attack it for a multitude of different reasons.
Yes,
and the biggest one is there are no characters in it.
That I agree with.
There are absolutely no characters. The closest you get is
there are characters, and Zeb. Zeb's in it, and I love Zeb.
But Zeb, what did Zeb do as a character?
Not a lot.
No, he didn't do. Character-wise, he did fuck all. That's the thing.
He was in there as a member of it, and I didn't like the fact that Dave Filoni kept self-inserting himself. The best way to describe this is one of those filler week Clone War episodes where nothing of significance happens, but it's got Star Wars characters in it.
It's and Sigourney Weaver, she was like, you screwed up, you killed the person. Oh, now we're gonna bomb the thing. Her delivery was so flat. I swear to God, the bit with her in the X-wing at the end. If they said Terran said that was AI, I will fucking.
It should have been Leia. They should have done a CGI Leia into it. And I bet that's what they wanted to do. And, you know, because Disney have got no balls, didn't do it. You've got the technology, you should have just done... But there probably would have been a load of stuff from Carrie Fisher's stuff, but it should have been Leia. Or it should have been a recognisable... You know, it could have even been a young Lando Calrissian or something along... You know, General Calrissian. That's what it should have been. That would have given it some link back... But having incorporated Luke Skywalker into it, there were no... This is not the film I would have chosen to bring it back. I don't think it was... I do not think it is as bad as some people are making out. I am going to defend it slightly.
Right, so I'm going to sit there and... I'll take the other side then. I think it... Because if you're going to say it's not as bad, I'm going to sit there and say, no... It's actually, as a film, as a piece of art, as a film
itself... You even came out and said it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it was still shit. Yeah?
I'm not going to sit here and say it was a good movie.
The thing that always gets me, yeah, is if a film's really bad, I can find entertainment value in a really bad film.
I think your original quote of spectacularly average is about right.
But it's... The no characters drove me fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm not defending it on that thing, but that's not what a lot of the people online have been saying. Maybe you've seen it in your thing and you've watched other reviewers, but the usual lot, right, are attacking this film like it's it's insulted them, and again, it's that. I criticise these guys when they make negative videos for the point of negativity.
We're not here talking about their response. We're talking about how we were when we watched it.
I think
because what you've done now is your reactions now created you've brought out my contrarian. Yeah?
Yes, I know, but that's probably a good thing.
So instead of reviewing the film like we were going to, you've now brought out my contrarian. Where my contrarian's like kind of actually, if you're saying it's good, I'm going to say it's shit because that's what my contrarian side does. the film, right? So it had no characters in it whatsoever. They did do some nice bits with some of the animations for the robots before they got to that kind of final fight, where they made them look like they were
Stop motion.
Stop motion. So they used the CGI and they rendered it so it looked like it was stop motion. I quite liked that. That was quite good in it. It didn't make much sense whatsoever. There were no real through lines in it. There's a bounty hunter. I can't remember what this Hat Bounty Hunter. I'm going to call him. Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Hat Bounty Hunter comes out of fucking nowhere. If they wanted to do it right, all they had to do was have Hat Bounty Hunter follow Mando when he's on the planet.
They should have one of the. They could have put one of the bounty hunters from, Empire in there, and again, there where you could have had inserted characters from the greater world, they didn't do it, and again that didn't make sense. The huts in there were, I knew what type of thing we were going to get, but some of Jabba's son's lines were really cliche and on the nose. It felt like
hang on, he was the closest thing to
yes,
character
I know,
we got.
but a cliche character. Some of those lines at the beginning when he was talking about, they were very sort of cliche. Is the best way to describe it. If I'm going to get nitpicky on that,
Jabba the Hutt car chase.
That was funny.
So one thing that pissed me off is I hate those. What do we call them? The babu fucks.
The babu fucks, the babu fricks.
Stand them things. I would have thought it was Jawas.
I did laugh at the size of their spaceship.
I know, but it was only so.
Yeah, but
that we can't rescue Mando.
The thing is, right? People that attach. I get why you don't like Bubba Frick, but Star Wars has been full of characters like that for years.
Yeah, I know, and we all hated them.
I quite aligned with the Ewoks. I'm probably one of the few people that still, don't criticise the Ewoks. Return of the Jedi is my personal favourite. I get why people love the Empire. I'm not going to criticise you for that, but I like.
I love the fucking lightsaber fight at the end of Return of the Jedi. That's the best lightsaber because it just carries so much weight. That's why I like it. It's not technical like the other ones, but it carries so much weight. There are better technical fights, but that one, it really feels like you're fighting for the soul of what's happening, and because of all that weight, it works for me. But coming back to the fucking the stupid things, yeah, it's like it's the selfish bastards weren't there to rescue the Mandalorian.
No.
Yeah, they were there to rescue their mate. Yeah.
But that's often in real life. Something I understand why Baba Fricks piss you off. I will say slightly they are a Star Wars thing. They do not feel like they are a non. They feel like they could have been in a Star Wars universe.
I would have preferred.
I mean, don't forget you've had bloody American commentators, bots that I found more irritating when you had the whole pod racing thing. It would have been much better if it had been Murray Walker, because pod racing is not just driving around in a circle, right? It's proper racing, which I know America you don't quite understand.
Oh, don't pick on them for fucking NASCAR, for fuck's sake. Yeah, not pick on them.
I'm taking the piss.
I can like NASCAR,
but
it makes sense. There are
I'm joking.
Crashes,
I know. I don't.
Which is the more interesting thing of NASCAR. It's not
as a Formula One fan. It's a whole Arsenal versus Tottenham thing. It's Formula One versus everything else. It's a Formula One thing, and I am being very tongue in the cheek. Where
WRC.
I don't actually mean it.
WRC. That shit is terrifying.
Arsenal won. It's all right. You were third. It's fine.
I don't know how we were third.
No, neither do I. But there we go.
Seriously, we didn't deserve third. We deserved seventh.
It's only been a lot. It was good watching them lift the cup yesterday. Sorry, we're becoming a football podcast again. I will defend Baba Frick slightly, even though they are slightly irritating because they do feel like a Star Wars thing.
I think I find more offensive the fact they're a J.J. Abrams thing than J.J. Abrams thing rather than.
And that I can understand.
You could have had Jawas. Yeah, you could have had Jawas. Yeah, and it would have been great because they got down on the planet. They opened up a tin of fruitini because they love fruitini.
But the thing is that they've overused Jawas in recent times, so I can understand why they might have put Baba Fricks in there. I suppose I don't like the. I will defend the Baba Fricks, but not their inclusion because that then links it to the terrible, terrible sequel. And I think that's why they were there in the first place, to sort of do that a little bit.
Them. We would, of all the things to redeem from the sequels, we redeemed the little creatures because maybe we can sell them as toys. That was probably it. That was the other thing too. The amount of toy adverts. I've never seen so many toy adverts.
It was
ever.
like being, yeah, but it felt like being back in the 1980s.
I could put on
all-
kids' TV and not have that.
They
many
felt
toy
like
adverts.
American 1980s toy adverts. And I think it was deliberately done, but that's what they felt like. Because English toy adverts were slightly different to the American ones, but they felt like those sort of toy adverts you saw in like Back to the Future and things like that. They were deliberately Americanized. It was strange, and they really felt like out of the 1980s, not the 90s, or they felt like 1980s toy adverts. It was very strange.
Yeah.
I'd gone back in time.
But going back to the film, I don't know what they removed Pedro Pascal's hat. He didn't even need to be in that film. He actually didn't need to be in that film. He didn't need to be in that film whatsoever. I actually thought that they were going to kill him off at one point, and then when I discovered that they weren't going to kill him off, I fell asleep.
I suppose the thing about this film, for me, was that it didn't affect the greater universe in any way, or because the only character that I had any connection to, other than Grogu, having watched the Mandalorian, was Zeb. And I love Zeb. And in fact, I'd much rather watch an entire Zeb movie than a Mandalorian and Grogu movie, because Zeb was one of my favourite characters from Rebels.
He's an actual fucking character.
And he is an actual character.
But he wasn't allowed to be a character in this film.
Yes, no, I give you that. Nothing really happened of note, because you didn't have any Star Wars characters from the larger universe in there. There was no connection. And you look at this, what happened in this film? They go on a journey. The only thing that changes is that Grogu's allowed to touch the controls, and he's got a Razor Crest back. That's it. There's nothing.
Right. So, watching it, yeah, it's. I was never a big fan of The Mandalorian, and that's why I'd always described it as spectacularly average.
Yeah, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, watching this film, it's definitely designed for kids. Lots of pretty explosions and stuff, but there was nothing there. If I only got interested in it when I thought they were going to kill the Mandalorian off, and then we get the biggest fucking valley in attention where it's just baby Grogu on his own, and I'll be honest with you, he can't hold a film up.
You could have had that be 5 minutes, a quarter of the time that they spend like following that, and it really sags the movie in the middle. I mean, as a movie, as a structural thing, forget everything else. That's bad, and I'm beginning to understand what people are saying about Filoni, and the amount of Filoni self-insert into that film really annoyed me. He's not the right person to be in charge of this now, and I get this more and more. I always defend him because I love Rebels so much, but and Clone Wars is good, but there are moments in Clone Wars where it's very kiddie.
Sam Witwer, put Sam Witwer in charge.
Yeah.
He fucking loves that.
There were worse.
All right, what do you give the film out of 10?
Probably a 5 or 4.
It's good.
Between a 4 and a 5.
Okay, yeah, 4 and a 5 I'd say is quite a good thing. I think it's one of those things, if you're bored on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, putting it on.
But the thing is, you'll get excited, not excited, you'll be less bored for an hour, and then in the middle you will try and fall asleep.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's the problem with it. So as a structure, it's not very
Actually,
good.
thinking about it's making me sleepy.
I did look at you at one point thinking you were asleep, and you did nod off at one point.
Yeah, I did. It was that joke where they're trying to put him in the little kind of mud hole, and it was like dunk, and it took once, and we would have just gone to, and then it should have cut to black, and then there's a lot of things not right with that movie. Yeah, but it's a collection of action sequences designed to speak to kids and sell them toys.
These are the things that you should be talking about, this film. That's, I'm not defending... I'm defending it based upon what is being said about it, because it makes... Guys, I often agree with what you put, but when you do stuff like this, you sound less credible. Stop. Say this kind of stuff about this film, because this is true. It sags in the middle. But it's not dead on arrival. There's going to be a lot of kids that enjoy this film. And I get it. And there's going to be a lot of kids buying Baby Grogu. That Grogu, you know, when the Grogu was next to me, even though he hates Grogu, when that
Fuck
Grogu was
that
looking at me,
shit.
I was, oh, I want him, you know, and that's what it's designed to do.
Oh, I would've
And
dropped-
there it succeeds.
I would have drop kicked it and yelled, "It's a puppet!"
To be honest, Chuck and Laurie in the comments saying they were going to go and see this and then didn't. Save your money for Masters of the Universe. You might enjoy that more. That film does actually look kind of tongue in the cheek, good 1980s nostalgia bait. But I'm going to go and see that because that looks much better. Right, we should probably talk about The Boys.
Do you want to talk about The Boys?
Because we've had the season final.
So the first things first is everyone's complaining that it's like the worst season final ever. I don't think it is.
It's not.
And the worst thing is
Enterprise was way worse than that.
no. Well, no, because the episode before it always counts as the finale, not the one at the end. Because that is a finale kind of one. It's like here's a two-parter. It's like kind of we sorted out all the human shit. Basically, that's what it felt like. Humans are now fine. Everything will be fine. Federation going forward, sort of thing. But going back to The Boys, I knew the end of The Boys was not going to be what I fucking wanted when they revealed Black Noir not to be the clone of Homelander. And I bitched and I moaned about it. But because I knew that
We both did.
twist wasn't there, yeah, I think having what we got for the ending wasn't as bad as what's.
No, it was not the worst season final ever. It actually did a job of tying up certain knots, and actually the only way it could have. Did it? Are they responsible for being there in the first place? Yes. Do I find Kripke really annoying? The more so. I really thought. I actually. Not that I like Elon Musk or agree with him, but I actually think Elon Musk had that Elon Musk insert there was so bitchy and entire.
I didn't get that.
I thought, you know, Elon Musk actually probably has a right to sue them for attack on character there.
Yeah, it's
That was a real. What was the need for that?
So
What was the point in that? And stop calling Homelander a Trump. He's not.
he's an Eric Kripke allegory.
Yes.
Eric Kripke wants everyone to love him. Eric Kripke wants everyone to think that he's a really good and clever writer, but he's not. Just like Homelander. And Billy Butcher, for all intents and purposes, was the season finale telling him, no, you're not as good as you think you are. I can understand why certain people would be pissed off with the ending, because you're supposed to, in the comic books, they get to the White House, Homelander has got like an army of soups, and it's an army of soups versus the US Army and Air Force and whatnot, and they're having a massive all-out fight outside. And then you get the reveal of Black Noir, and then you go, oh, actually, maybe Homelander didn't do all the nasty shit that we've been accusing him of, which makes the story a lot richer and deeper. But my fear was that they were going to have Kamiko kill him, because they'd done it before with season 2, which was fucking stupid. Because in season 2, the character Stormfront in the Thingy gets beaten to a pulp by the boys in the woods. And it looked like it was going to happen, and they did the girls get it done shit, and I'm like, oh. And I don't get why you can't respect the source material when it comes to these things, because you could have made a really good TV show following it. I respect Anthony Starr. Have you seen him? Where every time it's like kind of, because Homelander's a Trump allergy, he's like, oh, give me fucking strength. He's like, give me strength before he says anything. He's like, give me strength, because it doesn't matter. I'm just here to do a job and entertain. And I think he was right. Because he's the one who said, I'm not doing any more seasons, and you have to wrap it up.
And I think he was right because of the way the politics is going. I mean, one of my biggest criticisms of this entire season is it hasn't allowed you to escape. And I'm actually critical of... I mean, I know they're doing Vought Rising, which has got your... You know, it's all about Soldier Boy, and it's got him in it. But I don't want... I like him, Jason Ackles, as an actor. Yeah. I see what you say.
Yeah.
And I did find Soldier Boy kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over this world. And it is all to do, again, with the fact that they keep putting in, like, Elon Musk-style characters. And you know they're doing it. And they're doing it because they hate. It's hate. It's pure, undivided hate. I know that there are you know, I know for like instance, Jon Stewart. I know that Jon Stewart hates Trump and hates the thing, but at least he is clever with it. At least he's funny with it. At least he's amusing with it. You don't have to like him, but I respect Jon Stewart partly because of what he did for the whole New York firefighter thing. I also find him funny. At least he is a clever satirist. There is nothing clever about Eric Kripke's satire. It's not clever. It's not.
Right. Seriously, go back to The Boys. See how many references to bumholes.
I know.
There's fucking ridiculous amounts of it.
I
Even with, I can't remember, I was watching someone review it, and they just went, I'm not reviewing it, I'm just bringing up every time they brought bumholes up in this entire season. And he got to the end, and he's going to the bit where they're reading Frenchie's thing, and he turns around and he goes, I've seen all of your bumholes. And the guy who was reviewing it just turned around and goes, that's fucking ridiculous.
It wasn't really part of the character that they created either. I appreciate good satire. Even when we're in the darkest of times, I've always, you know, my grandfather brought me up to appreciate good satire, right? It's hate. It's not satire. It's hate bundled up in satire, right? And it's not even clever satire. If it was clever satire, I would respect it, but it's not. That whole Elon Musk thing there did not need to be there. There was no reason for it to be. It does not show Holander even going off the rails even more, because that's what the argument is. We already knew he was off the rails. You didn't have to put that in there. That was put in there not to show Holander going. You wanted to put something in there because you hate Elon Musk.
You're supposed to have him agree with him if you're doing it right, the
Yes.
way that you want it. That's the bit that got me.
Yes.
It was like, kind of, why did you not just like agree with him? Because that would have fit more. But no, you didn't, because you wanted it one over Elon Musk.
And you didn't even try and hide it. You put him in the black cap. You dressed him up as Elon Musk. I actually think that Elon Musk, if he sued you, serves you right.
He loves a bit of legal action, that man.
Yeah, but if he did, serves you right. It is not as bad as some people have made out as a season final. It does actually tie up the knots as much as I've just sort of attacked it. I kind of like how Huey's ending happens. I thought that was fine.
I didn't appreciate the fact that Starlight pregnant was going out to fight crime. That was fucking great on me. That grated on me in Fantastic Four. That grated on me in bloody Wolfenstein, the second game. Every time I see a pregnant woman going into to combat, it's like the dumbest fucking thing in all of history. Yeah, there is an innate thing that men go out to protect women, especially when they're pregnant. You do not put them in harm's way. That's dumb and that is stupid and illogical. And that made me go, oh, fuck off, would you please?
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
But I do like how they tied up his sort of storyline. Kamiko's, that worked for me.
That was fucking Batman Dark Knight.
Yeah, I know.
Dark Knight Rises. That was like, oh my god, I was supposed to see Michael Caine in the other side of the thing going, it's like that and Christian Bale over there. That would have been really funny. If they could have done that and they could have been the cut, so it looked like she was in between them.
But I mean, I don't think they could have tied it up in any other way.
No.
So therefore, it worked. I agree with you. There are a lot of season finals where they're nowhere near as well. The problem is with season finals, they're never going to please everybody. There are not many season finals I've entirely enjoyed. In fact, I think I can count on one hand where I've gone, that season final was satisfying, and if you're going to end it, that's the way you do it. Breaking Bad is always going to be probably near the top of my list of how you end the season. A lot of people say, oh, Better Call Saul was better. I don't agree.
No, Better Call Saul was better. And you know why? Because it was happier. It has a happier fucking ending. He came to the realization, accepted what he'd done, and he had pretty much got Kim back in his life.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
He got the happier ending. Unlike fucking Walter White.
I still prefer the Breaking Bad ending.
Oh yeah, no, you can.
Because I think it's a more satisfying ending. But I will add Better Call Saul to the list because you're not wrong.
Ashes to Ashes had a fucking great ending.
Yes.
It was annoying because Ashes to Ashes ending came out when Lost ended.
Although the rumour is that they're bringing back Life on Mars.
Well, they can bring it back, but
You see, to me, Only Fools and Horses, which is something you Americans probably never heard of, but it's one of the greatest British comedy series ever made. It had a really great ending, and then they fucked it up by bringing it back. But I will always remember the original intended ending of that, and that to me was a perfect ending. Perfect ending, left me wanting more. I love Only Fools and Horses, but that was a brilliant ending. Those 3 where they brought it back, it just didn't work. It didn't work. Like, there were really funny moments in it, and I still quote some of them, Gaddy. But they ruined what was a perfect ending.
Capaldi's second to last episode, because that was supposed to be the ending.
Yes.
That would have been a perfect ending for Capaldi
Yes.
in Doctor Who. A Tennant's ending.
Original ending.
Yeah, the original ending.
It was well done.
Pretty good. What else? Babylon 5's ending was a bittersweet. It was supposed to be kind of, yep, okay. Still more stuff going on, but, you know. Yeah.
I mean, Picard season 3, if that's where you're going to leave it, that was a pretty good, satisfying ending to a next gen thing that we didn't get in the movies.
And one ending that upset people, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
that upset a lot of people.
I still quite like the way the Battlestar Galactica TV series that you like, with the modern one. I kind of like the way that ends. Now I know a lot of people don't. I like it. I like the slightly ambiguous ending with the are they gods? What are they? Not quite explaining it. I kind of like that. I kind of like the way Battlestar. I find it is bittersweet.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. You better have clothes on.
My son coming down the stairs. Yeah, no, that was. I'm trying to think of other ones that had really good endings. The worst one was Lost.
Oh God.
Cork in the arse of the world. That was it. It was a cork in the arse of the world.
Lost is where you don't know what you're doing.
This is where where if you're going to put something in you have a mystery box, you put something in the mystery box. You don't have the box and have it all about the box without anything inside that box. I remember they had the number stations and all the other stations they meant fuck all.
You see, I mean, something that my parents really loved and I generally love, West Wing. That had a really good ending. It's bittersweet, but you had to end it that way, and it ends really well.
Last Crusade?
Yes.
Last Crusade, good ending.
Yes.
Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
Okay, you might not like the Ewoks.
I
But
love the
saying
Ewoks.
that, my brother's biggest criticism of Return of the King was it had no Ewoks at the end of it. He was expecting Ewoks because, as far as he knows, when you have a trilogy of films, you always end on Ewoks. He's got a point. As a kid, that's what we saw. Back to the Future 3? No, I don't think that was quite right.
Back to the Future ending.
3.
No, I think actually the thing about Back to the Future is it left you wanting more. But I do, if you're going to end it, Doc coming back with the flying train. No, I love that ending. No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
I don't remember how Inside Number 9 ended.
I haven't watched the ending of Inside Number 9, but then I think they probably left it open so they could bring back more if they ever wanted to.
No, because there were 9 seasons of
See,
it.
Hello, Hello, which is another BBC TV sitcom, which again is a classic, and I quote it even now I quote it all the time.
Stupid woman.
That had, because originally the way it ended, and then they brought it back, and then ended it again. The way that ends is perfect. I've always remembered as a comedy series, the way they ended Hello, Hello was great.
I just remember the comments that Germans liked the fact that they were in on the joke rather than part of the joke, which was quite good. Anyway, can I talk about From?
Yeah, go on then.
Alright, so TV show From. Everyone straps in a town. They keep getting attacked by these monsters. The guy, Harold Perneau, whatever his name is the sheriff there. Nobody can get out. One lady did manage to get out. And the question is, what the fuck is it all about? I think I know what it's about.
What is it about?
So they keep referring to this. People refer to the story called The King in Yellow, which is a story about a play. If you read the play, you become part of the play, and it drives you fucking mad. It's like H.P. Lovecraftian stuff before H.P. Lovecraft kind of popped out. So they keep doing that, and it's like da 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 da. Anyway, there was something I noticed in one of the stories, and when I figured it out, it's like this guy turns up at the end of the third season, he rips the dad's throat out, and kills him. He's wearing like a horrible yellow coat and this, that, and the other. Then I realised, I went, who the fuck runs around in yellow? And one of the characters runs around in yellow pretty much most of the season, apart from now, because I think it's a bit obvious. So the boy in it, yeah, so someone said if you kill the boy, you'll stop everything, yeah. The boy in it walks around in yellow a lot. And the boy in it, at the beginning, was talking about a story and how his sister invaded the story and started messing with the story. And how in the first one, she was like kind of, oh no, the creatures have come out with their big fucking claws. And I didn't say big fucking claws. Big claws, and they killed so-and-so, and now he's dead. And the mum goes and talks to the kid and says, look, what's going wrong? And he mentions a thing called the Lake of Tears. So I'm sitting there thinking, it's the fucking boy. Yeah, because in the first series, one of the characters is told to kill the boy. And it's like, why would you be told to kill the boy? And if you ever watch The Mist, the film The Mist, not the book The Mist, the film The Mist, they reckon that when the boy dies, the mist clears. And the religious person also said when the boy dies, this will go away. And in the story, when the boy dies, the mist goes away. Anyway, didn't kill the boy, and it's still going on. And this thing's in yellow, it's going around, and the kid mentioned something about the Lake of Tears, and I went, right, okay, if the Lake of Tears pops up, because I watched it, and I went, right, I think it's the boy. So I was like, the chat that I had right at the beginning, so I went back and watched it. It said something about the Lake of Tears. So I watched that first episode, got to the end of the second episode, and then in the middle of the third episode, Dad appears to his son and goes, you need to go to the Lake of Tears. And I was like, it's the fucking boy. And the reason it's the boy is, one, the boy was telling a story, the sister was interfering with it. The sister is like, can jump through time in the story, like she's interfering with the story being told. But on the bright side, the boy's story ends with nothing, kind of, no one gets affected by anything, it all just returns to normal, which is going to be really, everyone's going to be like, oh, that's shit. But it was signposted. So I've been watching that, and that's quite good, and it looks like it might be going somewhere. I really hope it's going somewhere, because it's not going anywhere. I'm going to look really fucking stupid.
Well,
I'm not afraid to look stupid.
It's always been a bit mystery box, but I said I'll watch it if it lands the ending. So I'll wait till it sticks the landing. If it sticks the landing, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But, well, at the moment, I am very apprehensive of mystery box shows because I got stung by Lost in a big way.
Oh, dude. I remember having a long conversation with my sister. We were trying to figure things out. It just didn't go anywhere.
No.
It was just, I think, it was like all the DARPA stations.
Yeah.
They
didn't have any answers. It was typical J.J. Abrams mystery box without the answers. Anyway, I think we're going to have to...
wrap it up and put a bow on it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been great, these live shows. We might have more this year. Maybe. But we'll be back to normal sort of studio quality broadcasts next week.
Yes.
So...
and just like to point out, if you're coming back, and it's actually saying that you might be coming back when I'm going away again. And I had to check my calendar. Just to tell me when you're coming back, because I'll be like, kind of, I've got one. I think I've got 2 trips.
You're not allowed. Everyone takes trips. Everyone fucks off when I come back. It's just not on. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, see you next week. Hopefully. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. I've got to hit the end button.
Yes, you have
Bye.
to hit the end button.